The end exists with you and your specific person. It already exists. You are not making it happen. You're allowing and accepting for it to happen. Your circumstances do not matter because your circumstances were manifestations of your previous self-concept. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In case you're new here, my name is Kim. This is Co-Union. I want to talk about embodying, being the wife, husband, partner, spouse, however you want to label, girlfriend, boyfriend, however you would label yourself, being that person in your reality with your specific person, mirror soul. It is completely normal and natural for people to get tripped up during this preparation stage because there is no such thing as separation. It's always just preparation. Separation is a friggin' illusion of the 3D reality, the human experience. We are not separate from our reality. So therefore, we're not separate from any of our divine messengers who came into our life to be who they were created to be. So your mirror soul was created to love you and you were created to love them. Whatever came up as the circumstance was what at that time, how you conceptualized yourself, men or women, relationships, love, intimacy, and even your relationship with your reality. Okay? So that's your self-concept. Your self-concept isn't, a lot of times people think, oh, I'm just going to focus on self-concept. And they're thinking that's just self-love. That's not what self-concept means. Concept is how you conceptualize anything. So how you conceptualize yourself, the best way for you to conceptualize yourself is to understand who you are in relationship to reality itself, not separate from anyone or anything. Anyway, so I don't want to, I might go off topic. I'm trying to stay in alignment right now with what I wanted to talk about. So you really want to tap in the morning when you wake up. You want to start to get your thoughts and feelings in alignment with what it is that you want. Being being the husband, wife, spouse, partner, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever that is. Whatever inner work taps into that feeling is working. When you're doing your inner work, but you're feeling sadness and anger and frustration come up, don't worry about it, but also don't just stop doing your inner work. Part of your inner work in that case should be that you go into forgiveness of self and forgiveness of your specific person, your mirror soul. Because once you actually take ownership and just be honest with yourself and own that, yes, this was something that I was fearful of. So then I got the revelation of it, the experience of it. In other words, the manifestation. Manifestation is simply the reflection. Manifestation is simply the experience. And the experience in our life is always reflective of our belief and our what we expect, what we believe is true, our assumptions. In some cases, it's not an actual thing that happened. It is just your perception of it. All right. One of my clients inspired this email. She sent me an email because her and her mirror soul went into preparation stage a few weeks back. I've already talked about her before on one of these free lessons. And so this is kind of a follow-up that I'm answering her question to also help a lot of you who may be in a similar situation. Remember that your circumstance itself, as much as it feels so incredibly unique to you, it is not special. No one's circumstance is special. Your circumstance, again, was the physical experience of, in other words, a physical experience is solidified matter. Solidified matter happens through frequency, through consistency, through awareness on something, whether you like it or not. It doesn't matter. It's always, the experience in the 3D is always a product of your past conceptions, your past beliefs, assumptions. And growing up until now in your life, if you're just becoming aware of what reality and who you are in your reality is, you've been taking in all sorts of like being shaped by reality. But now it's time for you to shape yourself to then so you can shape your reality. In other words, you conform and then your reality conforms, no matter what the circumstance is. You guys know that I always love to talk about deep soul connections because to me, it's kind of silly to be spending so much of your time and effort on just wanting to manifest a friggin' phone call or a text. You don't want a phone call or a text. If it's a deep soul connection, you want to spend your life together. So get your thoughts and feelings and beliefs in alignment with that, and then live from embodying that. That's who you are. So sometimes people get caught up in the middle, and that's what today's video is going to be about. I'm going to read my client's email. I'm going to respond to her through the email. Before I get further into this, if you do love my content, please do like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you want me to be your coach to help you manifest your specific person, your mirror soul back, or to change the dynamic, email a short description to kim@coreunion.com. Go to the website, coreunion.com, book whatever you want to book. My scheduling assistant, Olga, will get back to you in my next available. So I'm going to read this, and I intend that this helps a lot of you. So this is what she wrote. So as I said, they went into preparation stage a few weeks ago. So she wrote, "Hi, how are you? I just wanted to tell you something. My mirror soul has been going to the gym, and I've seen him 5 times now. He goes on the same day and time now that he knows I used to go. I've been avoiding those times, but somehow he's always there. The first time was by accident on a Sunday when neither of us expected it, but since then, he goes every Sunday, even on a Monday, which is strange for him because he normally works outside. We don't talk, but we end up very close to each other. Many times I don't see him at first, and then suddenly he's right next to me. It feels like I'm pulled towards him. Once, when I pretended not to see him, he walked right in front of me, almost touching me, so I would notice him. Another time, he was with his sister, who's very kind to me, and I didn't want an awkward moment, so I moved away. But then I saw him again, close behind, talking to her, and when I turned, he went back. We saw each other, but pretended not to. Later, I saw his stories that he posted, a photo with his sister explaining why he went to the gym on the Sunday. The thing is, since we last spoke, every week, he kind of finds a way to see me. I feel he's getting closer for sure. I don't know if it's because he realizes he loves me or if it's just energy pulling us, but he's not avoiding me anymore. My 2 closest friends say I should talk to him, but he's doing all this, so I will talk to him. Because he doesn't have the courage and he knows I'm the brave one and the open one, but I don't know. I feel it should be him because he was the one who ended it and said he didn't want to see me anymore. I'm feeling very well. I've been doing my inner work, discovering healing some wounds, working with TFT, EMDR, and revision. And she is a psychologist, by the way. But I don't want to build false hopes. I know we only need faith, not hope. And that's what I'm working on. I keep doing my visualizations about the end, but sometimes I wonder. I feel an inner dialogue that I want to hear some words from him. If I wait to hear from him now while he's coming back, am I interfering with the process? Am I focusing on the middle of the path when I know I should only focus on the end? I appreciate your attention. So here's the thing. This is normal and natural, and it happens to everybody because we're human. We're human having the experience intentionally. So we are literally forced to turn within, love ourselves unconditionally, forgive ourselves and forgive others, and then step into the power of knowing that in our reality, whatever we desire in our heart and soul already exists. That's the whole entire purpose of this. It's a beautiful, divine, sacred mechanism. And I know sometimes it might feel very frustrating for you, but it's actually, this is why we're here. We are God having a human experience. We're not the God. Obviously, when we are in fear, worry, doubt, surrendering and trusting and handing everything over to Creator is what you need to be doing, trusting that all of the, how is this going to happen? When is this going to happen? How is this going to possibly, how is this possibly working to bring us together? The end already exists where you guys are together. That is why you feel so deeply about it. So this right here is normal for people to get caught up in the middle. And for my client and for any of you who are in maybe a similar situation, when you are actually experiencing the unfolding in your life, it means that you stay planted, stable and secure as the wife, husband, partner, boyfriend, spouse. So if it were me, what I would do is number one, stop talking about it with your friends because you did talk about it with your friend. The reason why is because when you talk about it with, and I'm not saying for you to avoid being with your friends. I want you to have support. I want you to be with friends and family and people that you love. Okay. But if you talk about it, you're embodying being the one who's confused in the middle. So you're identifying as that. It's okay if you do, but at least if you do, then you have to be strong enough to see that whatever they say that comes back is exactly part of what you have to work on. So since you talked about it with your friend and she said, you're the strong one, you're the open one, he's scared, then that's some information for you. You have to start seeing him as being confident and strong. See him as a powerful man. See him as being confident about his love for you and feeling safe and secure, being in a deep love connection with you. Okay, so that's some feedback is that your friends said what they said, which is for you to reflect on it and see, oh, okay, I need to stop seeing him in this way. You said, I feel that he should be the one. Totally fine. Yes, if you want it to be him that is the one that comes to you, then wouldn't you need to see him as being confident, secure, trusting in feeling safe to be in this deep, loving, passionate relationship with you? Okay, so now we know that that's what we have to look at. So then who needs to feel safe, secure, confident in this deep, intense, loving connection and relationship? You. So see how you come to this through your specific person, through your mirror soul. Don't get caught up in the 3D. What I would do is I wouldn't go avoiding anything and I wouldn't intend. So this is, don't avoid seeing him and don't also go there with the intention to see him. Just be. Just be yourself and go when you want to go, not when you think you should go because he might be there. Go when you want to go, not avoiding him. So just go, just be. And for that matter, listen to your heart and soul and go and do all of the things that you're craving to do. Just give to yourself and be natural with whatever you're doing. So we're not doing anything to coerce anything, to manipulate anything, to see evidence, to check for evidence. Okay. So you're just being, you're embodying being in the relationship. And then you end up seeing him. And this is where it's very easy for people to get caught up and stuck in the reflection of the 3D. That's why I think it's good to just stay aware all day as much as you possibly can with everything in your reality. But anyway, what I would do if I were you is I would just go and be natural and go work out. And then when I'm done, I would not talk about it with anybody, but I would revise it. You leave the gym, you could imagine that you guys just worked out together and he left with you. Like, in other words, you could imagine that all of these times that you guys were close to bumping into each other and seeing each other, that you were just doing your thing, he was doing his thing, and you worked out together. And then when you leave, you can imagine for a few moments that, he looks at you and he's like wiping his sweat off, drinking some water, you're drinking water, you guys are driving, and you look at him and he looks at you and maybe he says something like, God, that was such a good workout today. Babe, I saw you. You did so good. And like you guys are supporting each other. You're being each other's cheerleaders. You know what I mean? And then, you go off and now you just live your life. And then if you think about it again later on, if you get annoyed with it, then you just need to do a little ho'oponopono. Okay. So you can forgive and let go of whatever the experience was if it kind of gets to you a little bit. Before you go to sleep, remember, do your inner work. I'm saying this to my client the way I taught you, which is living from the end, embodying the end. So you want to make sure that you're living from the end and embodying being the wife, husband, partner, spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend, all throughout the day. But that doesn't mean that you're putting your life on hold. That doesn't mean that you're not focusing on your health, your security, other people in your life. That just means that you do your inner work, whatever resonates with you in the morning. You carry yourself in the energy of living from being that version of you. Every hour to 2 hours, just tap in the energy of being the wife, husband, partner, spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend. You're loved, you're secure, you're confident. You don't feel alone. You're not single. You're in a relationship. Okay. So every hour to 2 hours, you tap into that energy for a few moments. Please don't only be manifesting things with your mirror soul. You should be listening to your heart and soul in all areas of your life, and don't just focus on one thing. That's ridiculous, because then what happens is you end up feeling drained in other areas of your life. Okay. So, anyway, this is not a problem at all to my client and to anyone else. It's just that you want to remember that this is the middle, and this can become middling, which then becomes draining and harder on your system and on your energy and on your emotions than just going back to the end. Okay. The end exists with you and your specific person. It already exists. You are not making it happen. You're allowing and accepting for it to happen. Your circumstances do not matter, because your circumstances were manifestations of your previous self concept. So instead of continuing to create this self concept based off of your past, you need to let go for a little while of the 3D reality while you're living your life in it, and stay in your inner world, because it is your inner world that is creating your outer world. Please affirm down below. My mind is 100% clear and focused on everything that I want with me and my mirror soul and our life together. Reach out to me if you need me. I love you. Have an amazing day. Bye.
Nothing can come, nothing can come, nothing can come between us.